Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Miranda Lee, and I am the incoming head prefect of the 2021 to 2022 school year. Before we begin today's graduation ceremony, I would like to start with a land acknowledgement. As many times as I hear or read the land acknowledgement, it will never be purposeful if I, first and foremost, do not understand the meaning or create a relationship with the acknowledgement. So in preparation for reading this acknowledgement today, I learned about the significance of respecting the land to the Indigenous groups and what it means for them to be recognized. As a leader and a member of our community who goes to school every day on this land, I recognize with an open mind that the land that we work and go to school on is not our own and was first home to Indigenous peoples. The root of the purpose is to not only recognize the Indigenous groups that came before us in hopes of reconciling the communities that were wronged in Canadian history, but it is also to build a new relationship with our past. So I invite you all to think about what these words truly mean to you and what they represent in the reconciliation process. We must understand that reconciliation does not end there, and an important part is ensuring we uphold our promises of acknowledgement by true commitment. With that, the land acknowledgement. We wish to acknowledge this land on which Branksome operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and most recently the Mississaugas of the Credit River. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work and go to school on this land. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our virtual class of 2020 graduation ceremony. To our recent graduates, I want to acknowledge how meaningful it is to have you with us today as valued members of our alum community. Along with our graduates, I also extend a special warm welcome to parents, extended family, friends, colleagues, and members of the Branksome Hall Board of Governors. In March 2020, the global pandemic changed our world in a way that no one could have ever predicted. And looking back, I believe that it's fair to say that as March turned towards May and June, and our school remained in lockdown, no group was more impacted than you, our graduates. The excitement and the rite of passage that every graduate looks forward to was suddenly disappearing before your eyes. Not knowing what was ahead of us and managing with very little factual information was one of the most challenging experiences for us as leaders and for you as graduating students. Now, here we are, 1 year later, still in lockdown, celebrating the class of 2020 virtually. As you have navigated your first year out of high school, I am sure that you have had many unique experiences of virtual, hybrid, and even in-person teaching and learning. I suspect that navigating these environments has demanded various levels of energy, focus, and resilience. And it is here on this final word that I wish to pause. Resilience. It is a word that we have used a lot at Branksome as part of our focus on well-being. It is also a hot topic in business and industry today, likely enhanced by the pandemic. But what does it really mean? In an article on organizational structure, the author, Diane Coutu, reports on the research she has done on the topic of resilience. Coutu reports that research into resilience started about 40 years ago, and today countless theories about what comprises resilience abound. Everything from the role of genetics to the ability to form attachments to having a sense of humor. Coutu also observed that almost all theories overlap in three ways. Resilient people possess three characteristics, according to her research. A staunch acceptance of reality. Number two, a deep belief, often buttressed by strongly held values that life is meaningful. An uncanny ability to improvise. Well, graduates of 2020, you all have your personal stories from your first year post-Branksome. The fact that we are here together today and that you have joined your classmates to celebrate this milestone in your life is a testament to your resilience. We have seen you improvise, we've seen you give meaning to your life and accept reality. And you have built a lifelong bond with your Branksome Hall friends, teachers, and experiences, which I know has helped you through these challenging times. During this extraordinary period, you are an extraordinary group of graduates. I would like to thank and congratulate each one of you for the mark you have made on our school. I would also like to thank the parents, many of whom are here with us today. You have partnered with Branksome Hall to see your daughters find their way on this complex journey. We are grateful to be able to count on you and your extended families as members of our Branksome Hall community. After an extraordinary year, you, our class of 2020, really do exemplify the school's motto of keep well the road. Today and always, we are here for you and always look forward to welcoming you back to the school. Congratulations, grads. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to Jade, our 2020 valedictorian. Jade lives our Branksome values. She leads quietly with authenticity and humility, never striving to be the one in the center of attention, but rather speak her truth quietly and powerfully. Since arriving at Branksome in grade 9, Jade has been an accomplished student and a committed participant and contributor to the athletics and the arts. Jade was known as an excellent soccer player whose team spirit and leadership were greatly appreciated. Jade's talent as a trumpet player was evident in her concert performances and the Branksome concert and stage bands. In her graduating year, Jade was instrumental in establishing the Branksome Diversity Council. She found her voice when describing her lived experience as a Black woman in an independent school. Jade engages in serious issues with patience and mature thoughtfulness. She is honest with her thoughts, while also respectful of the complexity and nuance of others' opinions. Jade is a person who will share a kind word and compassionate presence with those in need. She is inclusive and bold in her actions and words, which is why she was chosen valedictorian by her peers to represent the 2020 graduating class. Please join me in welcoming Jade.
Good afternoon, Ms. Jervich, Ms. Weinstock, Branksome Hall governors, parents, special guests, faculty, staff, students, and the class of 2020. Since I began attending Branksome in grade 9 5 years ago, I've always wondered about this moment. It seems so far away, and it's hard to believe that graduation is finally here. We have waited an extra long time for this day. When my family encouraged me to apply to Branksome in grade 8, I really didn't want to get in. Truth is, I was scared. I was scared to leave the comfort of my friends that I had known since I was 3 years old, and I was scared to not fit in with the students here who had lived a life that I imagined to be so different from my own. This feeling persisted until the summer before school started, when I attended a New Girls Get to Know You event. I almost cried when my mom didn't come inside with me, but after mustering up the courage to go into the AWC, I met a group of people who were equally nervous but overwhelmingly warm. We watched Spirit Week videos, ate pasta, made an art piece that I curiously never saw again, and that day I realized maybe everything would be okay. Even though this change would uproot my comfortable life as I knew it, maybe it wasn't all that bad, and maybe I really could find myself here. Needless to say, I'm pretty happy that my family was firm and encouraging, and knew that Branksome was the school for me, even before I realized it for myself. This initial uprooting, while I didn't realize it then, was a rite of passage. The ability to not ignore, but overcome my fear, discomfort, and nerves about the future would prove very useful for me as a graduate of 2020. When I first started writing my speech over the March break of 2020, during a largely uncertain time, I tried to focus on maintaining the routine, writing what I imagined a valedictory speech would sound like. As the weeks went on and the virus spread, causing cancellations and closures, I realized that once again, the sense of normalcy that I tried vehemently to preserve had been completely uprooted. This first draft of the speech would not reflect the unprecedented situation that we now found ourselves in. What remained the same through all the change was our resilience as a grade. Resilience is defined by the Oxford Dictionary as toughness or the capacity to quickly recover from difficulties. As a grade, we have developed a collective resilience through our intentional and crucial support of each other over the years. Our group has come together despite differences or familiarity with one another to overcome challenges larger than us and greater than we thought we were equipped for. I have learned from my peers that to be resilient does not mean you are always strong on your own, but rather, you use available resources to surmount life's obstacles, including those around you. We coped with the struggles of the IB and supported each other with thoughtful initiatives within groups like peer support and Jack Chapter. Over the course of the year, we demonstrated compassion for ourselves and for each other. In a high-stress environment, people can face many challenges pertaining to their well-being, which we have recognized and fought against together. Whether it be calling or sending a text to check in, or organizing a session with therapy dogs for your peers who needed it, we have stepped up for our friends and overcome as one. As we acknowledge the collaborative nature and network of resilience, I would like to thank the numerous people who have come together to support us on our journey. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and that has very much held true. Graduating high school is not an easy feat, and to have made it here today, a lot of people have contributed their time, love, and care. To our families, thank you all for your endless support and encouragement. You have been our rocks through it all, and for that we are grateful. You have seen the meltdowns, from not wanting to accept the new reality of the first day of school, being robbed of the lip sync championship title in grade 10, to losing our May 26, 2020 graduation. But you have also seen the triumphs, like us finally securing the W at Spirit Week for 2 years in a row, finally handing in that extended essay, and ultimately completing the IB program. As with our families, our teachers were an unwavering resource for us throughout the years. The IB is one of the most challenging academic programs one can be enrolled in, and we could not have made it through without your dedication, encouragement, and kindness. Accidentally calling your teacher mom or dad is concerningly common. However, it is a true indication of the care you have provided. As advisors, we have opened up to you, and you have rendered school a home away from home. Thank you. To our guidance counselors, I can genuinely say that I intentionally passed through the guidance hallway just to hang out and catch up. You have helped us so much as we grew into who we are today, and you informed us as we planned the next phases of our lives. When I forgot to eat breakfast, I knew there was always an orange or sour key waiting to help me get through the day. The efforts you have all taken to ensure we are feeling and doing our best never cease to amaze me, and I know that we are all grateful for the thoughtfulness that you displayed. To our friends, there most certainly would be no graduation without you. From the beginning, it has been very clear that friends are truly what make your high school experience. My friends have been the glue that has held me together many times over, and I'm sure that everyone can imagine a moment that you had with your friends that shaped you as a person and changed your life for the better. With the relationships we have developed, for many of us, friends have turned into family. I'll miss seeing you all in the halls, and in our special case, through a screen. I truthfully did not realize how seeing you and talking to you in person was a privilege that I took for granted. I care for you all, and thank you for the impact you've had on me. Finally and importantly, I'd like to extend thanks to the many people who have risen up as heroes of our community during the COVID-19 pandemic. Never before have we as a society been so aware of the immense, selfless contributions of others, and I believe that it is essential in this speech of resilience and strength to acknowledge these heroes. To the numerous frontline healthcare workers, your endless sacrifices during this time were noble and honorable. We could not possibly be here today without you. You have risked your own personal safety for the greater good, and for that we are all grateful. In a similar manner, I'd like to acknowledge the members of our community who have worked through the pandemic to ensure that all of our families remain safe and healthy during this time. Thank you to the grocery store workers, pharmacists, and our first responders. As a result of this pandemic, I believe that we have all developed a deeper respect and gratitude for people we may have often overlooked. And now, we acknowledge how our communal well-being depends on one another. During my writing process, I purposefully aimed to be mindful of current events and to integrate them throughout my speech. While this had overwhelmingly led me to incorporate the challenges of a pandemic, it would not be right for me to ignore other major societal changes that occurred during our graduating year. After all, before being a Canadian or Branksome Hall graduate, I am a Black woman. This tag follows me wherever I go, and for many is a label, an indicator of who I am, the values I possess, and whether or not I'm a threat. My personal experience with resilience is deeply intertwined with my identity, and I feel it is a testament to how this trait follows you throughout your life and enables you to cope with the inevitable struggles we all face. Following the murder of George Floyd on May 25, 2020, the Black Lives Matter movement in the United States and abroad gained overwhelming recognition. Never before in my lifetime had I seen the movement, which was started in 2013 as a response to the acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murderer, receive such widespread attention and support from individuals and corporations alike. Part of me wondered why now, after all the horrific, unjust, and unaddressed violence against Black people, did others suddenly seem to care? Why, after 400 years, was George Floyd the straw that broke the camel's back? My theory was that because of self-isolation and stay-at-home orders, the presentation of injustice could finally not be ignored. People had spent more time than ever at home, on social media, watching screens, no longer distracted by the mundanity that keeps us all sane, that they finally recognized that we had a problem on our hands. Some might say that this is a good thing. White people finally care that my brothers and sisters are being killed for the color of their skin. I'm elated with the astronomical increase in awareness of Black issues, but I cannot truthfully say that because of this, I was satisfied. Maybe I'm too sensitive or too negative to believe that this was only a good thing. Yes, the movement was gaining traction and momentum, but to me, it had come many Black bodies too late. Because for me, this was never a trend. I believe that for every Black person, there's a time that they are forced to recognize the societal implication of the color of their skin. During my early childhood, I knew I was Black, but had never really been exposed to what that meant. I lived in a predominantly Black neighborhood and went to a predominantly Black school, and as such, I never felt like an outlier. My realization, I think, came at the age of 9 when Trayvon Martin was gunned down near his home over nothing but suspicion because of deeply rooted prejudice and racism. I sat near and curious as my family consumed media coverage of the case, and it was truly then that my sense of safety and security was breached. The villainization of a 17-year-old boy who reminded me of my own brother felt personal. I learned for the first time that there were people, a significant number of people, who thought that my life did not matter as much as theirs. This continued because justice was not served, and no conviction was obtained in what my mind was a clear-cut case. This was trauma. This was the violent theft of my childhood, my sense of self, and self-esteem. That was why it was so gut-wrenching to learn that my peers had never even heard of this case. Something so significant to my story, my outlook, and my perspective on life had never even reached my peers. Ignorance truly was bliss, I realized, though I was never afforded this privilege. I was not allowed to grow up unaware of how my race might affect a conversation, an application, an opportunity, a relationship. The trauma of learning what it meant to be myself was a defining moment for me and other Black people, something that my white peers simply never had to face. As I grew older and the years went on, new Trayvons donned my screens. Tamir Rice, who would have graduated last year, Michael Brown, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile, and somewhere along the way I became numb. I guess my brain had decided that instead of feeling the unspeakable pain that I did every few months, it would be better to feel nothing. This was self-preservation. All the while, I had to stay up to date with what was going on in my community so as to do my part in eliminating the ignorance around me. I struggled deeply and silently to find any balance between the two, and still to this day, I find it difficult. In the wake of the death of George Floyd, rightful attention was brought to the Black Lives Matter movement. Finally, people recognized outwardly and loudly that my life mattered. After all the proof towards the opposite, it was uncomfortable to see, for fear that this activism was solely performative. People who had never spoken up before had decided to say something, and I wondered what their motives were. This is still unclear to me, but I have decided to rely on hope. Hope that the people around me were genuine and sincere, and had a desire to learn themselves in order to further educate others. In the wake of Derek Chauvin's guilty verdict, these thoughts still cross my mind. However, I choose to believe that however late justice is being served, the system is changing for the better. Nevertheless, the struggle to maintain good mental health while grappling with the reality of the society we live in will always be something I need to address. Whether that be with myself or with the help of others, I will no longer be numb, and neither should you. From the ordeals of the pandemic and Black Lives Matter, I have learned a few important things. First, I've learned that as soon as you get comfortable with your environment, it might just get swept out from under your feet. I have also learned that when this happens, it might trigger a necessary change in the trajectory of your life. It is right to grieve for what is lost, but always remember that through struggle, we are truly able to see our strength. This might not necessarily always seem true, but the capacity to continue on every day despite challenges is a testament to this. Second, to be resilient is to be vulnerable. Today, in sharing something so personal to myself, with hundreds of people, I have validated my experience for myself and hopefully also the experience of someone else who hears this today. Not only does it take vulnerability of the speaker, though, it also relies on the listener who has the opportunity to be open to something new, uncomfortable, and maybe even contrary to what you had previously thought. The meaning of resilience has evolved for our grade many times in the past few months. With new challenges seeming to pop up on a regular basis, we have been able to unpack the underlying traits that create a resilient person. Personal vulnerability and synergy between members of a community are the driving forces for this ability, which our grade has proven numerous times to understand, even without acknowledging it. While it would be impossible for me to outline what the future holds, I can still say that I believe that we will get through whatever confronts us, just as will be in the case of this pandemic. GUIs, as one of you and as someone who knows you all, whatever your plans may be and whatever obstacles you may have to surmount, you are well prepared and you will achieve great things. However, it will not be in spite of these challenges, but because of them. This is now what it means to be ready for the future. Our time at Branksome has prepared us to be resourceful, flexible, and open-minded learners and members of society. We have brought our unique and unparalleled spirit to Branksome. This last year has been a continuation of this and has served as a reminder of what we are capable of, given our resilience as a grade. I feel secure knowing that the world has gained 112 genuinely good people. Moving on from high school, I hope that you will all continue on in this spirit as the effort you made to help your peers and the broader community throughout our time together will not be forgotten. Despite physical distancing, we have managed to stay connected and close, which is why I know that no matter where we end up, we will be able to keep up the same warmth as we have now. I'm so fortunate to have known all of you, and I'm sure you feel the same about the bravest, funniest, kindest, most intelligent, creative, and disruptive grade in Branksome history. Despite the loss of time together, I'm so proud of us for our incredible accomplishments. Know that we currently and forever stand as one. Thank you.
Thank you, Jade, for your impactful valedictorian speech. It was meaningful and profound. We all enjoyed it so much. I have no doubt that your theme of resilience resonated with us all. You spoke about the adults that your grade relied upon to help them face the challenges of their unexpected and uncertain graduating year, as well as your gratitude to your grade for the care and support you have shown each other over your many years together at Branksome Hall. Thank you, Jade, for sharing with us your personal experiences growing up in Toronto and your feelings of optimism having seen justice done for the murder of George Floyd. Your ending statement that the world has gained 112 genuinely good people truly sums up the graduating class of 2020. And on behalf of the Branksome Hall community, I extend our thanks to you. The class of 2020 is known for their enthusiasm, spirit, and sense of community as a grade. We will now enjoy a look back at some of their special moments at Branksome Hall. What a wonderful look back on the memories of the class of 2020. We are now at the point in our program where our 2020 graduating class will be individually acknowledged. I wish to make special mention of our graduates who have been with us since kindergarten, 2 since senior kindergarten, and 10 since junior kindergarten, which means either 13 or 14 consecutive years at Branksome Hall. Beginning with senior kindergarten, Eliza Peters and Elizabeth Sullivan. Junior kindergarten, Madeleine Bickley, Adele Crete-Laurence, Victoria Falk, Tang Gilbert, Miranda Kim, Katie Kosh, Calista Lee, Elizabeth Melnick, Caitlin Stevens, and Alexa Vasilakos. Congratulations, girls. We're so proud of you. The graduates' advisors will now speak about each student individually. Please welcome the following advisors who will now share their comments. Dr. Sia Mac-Boromond, Miss Lauren Caldwell, Miss Joanne Colwell will read for her as Miss Caldwell could not be with us today. Mr. Tran Chem, Miss Joanne Colwell, Miss Ashley McGinnis, along with Miss Lindsay Goitz, Miss Heather McCann.
Zainab Azim. Zainab joined Branksome Hall in grade 7, and she participated in a range of co-curricular activities. She developed her leadership skills as a service learning grade representative, and she was instrumental in planning the World Affairs Conference. A committed participant in the Astronomy Club and Diversity Council, Zainab cherished Spirit Week practices and time in the library, when short chats turned into deep conversations about life. Zainab is grateful for her peers and the teachers who helped her along the way. Zainab is currently studying life sciences at the University of Toronto. Scarlett Barker. After joining Branksome Hall in grade 4, Scarlett was involved with Model United Nations, explored new technology in the Innovation Club, and served the community as a jump math tutor. She has fond memories of playing in the woodlot and going on Week Without Halls trips. She is grateful for the opportunity to be globally minded at Branksome and for the lifelong friendships she made. Scarlett is now attending King's College London in Global Health and Social Medicine. Julia Black. Julia joined Branksome in grade 2 and participated in many activities related to arts and service. She's an accomplished cellist and used her musical talent to support the Massey Center for her cast project. Julia also enjoyed her time as part of Best Buddies, and she remembers Week Without Halls campfires fondly. Julia is grateful to have been a part of a supportive environment where she really flourished. She's expanding horizons and learning new things while studying history at the University of Edinburgh. Dorothy Chang. After joining Branksome Hall in grade 7, Dorothy took part in many areas of school life. She was involved with debating, as well as reading buddies at Rose Avenue Public School. Dorothy loves the arts, and she performed in many dance nights and senior theater productions over the years. She is thankful for having had the chance to pursue her passions at Branksome and the friends she made along the way. We are pleased to congratulate Dorothy on winning the Ruth D. Craig Prize for Latin Standard Level. This year, Dorothy is studying arts at McGill University. Ava Corley Myron. Ava started her Branksome journey in grade 1, and she was a committed member of Afroview Club, stage band, and Big Sister Little Sister. Ava looks back fondly on her trip to Branksome Hall Asia in grade 9, as well as bonding with her peers during Week Without Halls in grade 10. She is truly grateful for the teachers and staff who supported her at Branksome. Ava is currently taking a gap year.
Alexandra Lam. Alexandra joined Branksome Hall in grade 9, and in her graduating year, she served as the Douglas Clan chieftain. One of her favorite memories is the trip to Branksome Hall Asia in Korea. Alexandra enjoyed being a member of the hockey team, serving as co-head of the concert band, and working with others as part of the Best Buddies and Sunnyview service programs. She is grateful for the friendships she made at Branksome. This year, Alexandra is studying arts at Queen's University. Jessica Lau. Jessica came to Branksome Hall in grade 7. She was actively involved in ballet and dance and served on the hair crew for senior and middle school theater productions. She also volunteered her time at the Rakai Center. Jessica fondly recalls bonding with her peers at Week Without Halls and the experience of visiting Branksome Hall Asia. She is grateful to Branksome for building her confidence to succeed beyond the classroom. Jessica is currently studying kinesiology at Western University. Tara Lee. Tara began her Branksome Hall journey in grade 1, and in her graduating year, she served as the Girls' Circle's head for grade 7. She has fond memories of winning the CISAA volleyball championships in grade 11 and captaining the senior team last year. Tara enjoyed being on the STEM Council, taking part in the robotics team, and bonding with her grade during Spirit Week. She is grateful for the leadership skills she developed at Branksome. Tara is now studying engineering at Western University. Pilar Steers. Pilar started at Branksome Hall in grade 7 and regularly showcased her love of music. She was an active member of the Exuberance Ensemble and often sang for the school community in the morning on Wellbeing Wednesdays. Pilar was a committed member of the Jump Math Tutoring Program. Her fondest memory is walking with friends after lunch on a difficult day and singing "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow" as a group. Pilar now enjoys studying arts at McGill University. Paige Wanzel. Paige joined Branksome Hall in grade 7 and in grade 12 served on the Social and Wellbeing Council. She demonstrated her love for all things STEM as part of the Adaptive Technology and Robotics Clubs and won the Biology Award in grade 11. Paige also played on the Ultimate Frisbee team and honed her entrepreneurial skills as part of DECA. She is grateful for the lifelong friends she made at Branksome Hall. This year, Paige is studying science at Queen's University. Congratulations.
Good day. I'm Joanne Caldwell, and I'm reading for Lauren Caldwell, who is on maternity leave and sends her very best wishes to her advisor group. Lexi Adler. Lexi's journey began at Branksome Hall when she joined our community in grade 2. One of her fondest memories is of a bike trip in grade 4 when her class practiced cycling on the tennis courts and came together as a community for a common goal and to have fun. Lexi bonded with our advisor group on the grade 7 Week Without Halls trip to Great Wolf Lodge, sharing memories and playing on the water slides. Lexi is now enjoying her new adventure in the International Studies program at the American University. Auden Alderson. Auden inspired us as a thoughtful, inclusive, and creative leader for the GSA. He developed the Branksome Pride Week theme, Pride Through the Arts, and connected our community with the executive director of Pride Toronto. He advocated for equity for washrooms and uniform pants. Auden is an artist whose talents are seen in his paintings and development of innovative products. Auden was an active member of the Dungeons and Dragons Club and the senior badminton team. Auden was a part of our boarding community and made lifelong friends at Branksome. We are pleased to congratulate Auden on winning the Pippa Harris 78 Memorial Prize for Visual Arts Higher Level. Fatima Fadl. Fatima made fond memories during her time at Branksome, including portaging through Algonquin with her peers and winning grade 9 cheer as grade representative. She loved playing on the basketball, volleyball, and ultimate frisbee teams every year. Fatima was proud of her work supporting our community as head of peer tutoring and as a girls' circle facilitator. She is grateful for all the support she received from her parents and teachers over the years. Fatima is currently attending the University of California, Berkeley, with the intention of pursuing a degree in computer science or data science. Kelly Humphrey. Kelly developed the skill of perseverance, the value of hard work, and made incredible friendships during her time at Branksome. Kelly's favorite memories included winning Spirit Week in grade 11 and singing the song Wonderwall around the campfire with her peers at Week Without Halls. She contributed to the community as a photographer for Slogan, and she volunteered at Sunnyview Public School. Kelly is grateful for her grade, her supportive teachers, and most of all, the grad room. This year, Kelly is studying arts at Queen's University. Sienna Ianni Palarchio. Sienna is grateful for the memories she created with her friends at Branksome Hall. She also cherishes the time she spent in the North York Library. Sienna fondly reflects on her time developing Scoopy, the failed robot she built with the robotics team. She also remembers the grade 9 trip to Branksome Hall, Asia, an incredible experience. Sienna demonstrated leadership as an Alumni Association and Parents Association representative and enjoyed the opportunity to work alongside school mascot Ribbit. Sienna is currently studying engineering at Western University in the hope of fulfilling her childhood dream of becoming an Imagineer at Disney. Elizabeth Melnick. Elizabeth joined Branksome Hall in junior kindergarten. Her greatest accomplishment was developing her confidence and voice, which enabled her to trust her capabilities and to take risks. She is grateful for her parents' and teachers' encouragement. An engaged volunteer at Sunnyview Public School, Elizabeth helped develop their yearbook. She was also a photographer for Slogan, Branksome's yearbook. One of Elizabeth's fondest memories was the grade 6 exhibition, where her group's creative freedom resulted in a rap song that received a great result. This year, Elizabeth is studying media, information, and technoculture at Western University. Chloe Nagan. Chloe is grateful for her experience at Branksome. She flourished in the school's supportive environment and grew from her engagement in new learning experiences. Her fondest memories were singing the song Wonderwall as a grade, as well as living in boarding, where she made lifelong friends. Chloe explored many interests in her extracurricular pursuits, including a leadership role as the head of the yoga club. Chloe was an essential member of the senior theater production of The Wizard of Oz as an actor, singer, dancer, and stage crew member. Chloe is currently studying life sciences at the University of Toronto. Izzy Sloan. Izzy values helping others and making positive change. She was a service representative every year after joining Branksome in grade 7. Her passion for change was demonstrated in her leadership as service learning prefect. Izzy fondly reflects on traveling to South Africa, where she made a deep connection with her sister and learned more about the world. When reflecting back, Izzy reminisces on how hard days can lead to the best memories, laughter, and closer connections. Izzy is now studying social sciences at the University of Toronto. Caitlin Stevens. Katie started at Branksome Hall in junior kindergarten and feels strongly connected to the school community. She focused her extracurricular involvement on helping others as an active member of peer tutoring, jump math, and reading buddies with Rose Avenue Public School. Katie's strength in caring for others allowed her to develop close, meaningful friendships with her peers. She loved how connected her grade became during each Spirit Week. A fond memory for Katie was learning about the world and making new personal connections on the South Africa trip. Katie is now studying engineering at Western University. Elizabeth Sullivan. Bessie began her Branksome journey when she started in senior kindergarten. Her work ethic and focus allowed her to be successful in her academic work, friendships, and achievements in competitive alpine skiing outside of school. Teachers, classmates, and family helped to mold Bessie's passions and to realize her potential. One of Bessie's proudest accomplishments is completing the IB diploma program. Bessie is currently taking a gap year. Congratulations, everyone.
Zaina Abu Saif. Zaina arrived at Branksome Hall in grade 7, and she always felt at home. She has fond memories of her final year, particularly the moments she spent in biology and with her friends in the grad room. She is grateful for her learning experience at Branksome Hall and the many opportunities for personal growth. This year, Zaina is studying life sciences, and she is excited to meet new friends and have new experiences. Zoe Belen Brown. In grade 7, Zoe joined Branksome Hall, where she thrived in a rigorous learning environment. She is proud to have been involved in the First Nations Reading Buddies program because this work gave her a great sense of purpose and learning. Zoe really enjoyed her visit to Branksome Hall, Asia, where she made new friends and learned about a new culture. During her final years, her favorite subjects were biology and chemistry. This year, Zoe is studying science at Queen's University. Madeleine Bickley. Madeleine has had a long history at Branksome Hall, beginning in junior kindergarten. She has become an inquisitive student who seeks deep connection with her learning. One of Madeleine's great memories is her trip to South Africa. She also fondly remembers her time as a peer promoter and giving back to her fellow students. Currently, Madeleine is studying social science at Western University. Emma Chan. After joining Branksome Hall in grade 9, Emma pursued a variety of interests. She was heavily involved with the hockey team every year and has fond memories of playing at Hockey Day. Another highlight was her first Spirit Week at Branksome Hall. In her final year, she developed her leadership skills as the McGregor clan chieftain. Emma is grateful for her many friendships and the opportunities that arose during her time at the school. This year, Emma is studying engineering at Queen's University. Sarah Ebenezer. Sarah was the founder of For the Love of STEM, a homework club for low-income students at a community center. She was selected from over 400 students from all over Ontario to participate in the Ministry of Education Student Advisory Council, and she was awarded a medal for her dedication in improving Ontario's education system. When Sarah participated in the Hague International Model United Nations, she was chosen to be the main author and defender of the resolution paper, which is the highest honor. Sarah was also selected as a semi-finalist for the Loran Award from over 6,000 applicants. Miranda Kim. Miranda started at Branksome Hall in junior kindergarten, and she has grown into an inquisitive young scientist. Her eagerness to try new experiences opened her eyes to the wonderful opportunities in the world. Miranda treasured her time in advisor, and in particular the first lunch of each school year. Some of her favorite memories are from Spirit Week, where she formed lifelong friendships. We are pleased to congratulate Miranda on winning the Marjorie Watson Toe 26 Prize for Higher Level History and on being awarded the Edwina J. Baker Prize for Standard Level Mathematics. This year, Miranda is attending Western University in the Medical Sciences program. Naomi Lau. Naomi joined Branksome Hall in grade 7, and she values the perseverance she has developed. One of her favorite experiences was the South Africa trip. Naomi also fondly remembers house painting with her friend, Hope. One of her proudest accomplishments was being one of the heads of peer support in grade 12, because she learned a great deal about her leadership capacity and character. This year, Naomi is studying arts at Queen's University. Elaine Lee. After joining Branksome Hall in grade 3, Elaine carved out her own path, demonstrating empathy and compassion for others, and culminating in her role as head prefect in her final year. This role allowed Elaine to better advocate for herself and for others. Some of Elaine's favorite highlights include dancing with the sisters in the rain on the trip to South Africa and working on the Perennial publication. Also, Elaine fondly remembers hanging out with her friends in the library. We are pleased to congratulate Elaine on winning the Elizabeth Kilpatrick Memorial Prize for English Literature Higher Level. Currently, Elaine is studying social sciences at the University of Toronto. Lillian Wrong. Lillian began her career at Branksome Hall in grade 7, and she established herself as an outstanding artist and designer. Lillian was the art editor of the Perennial, sang with the chamber choir, and volunteered at Sunnyview Public School. A performer in senior theater productions, Lillian also participated annually in Synthesis, and she served as the art director in grade 11. Some of Lillian's favorite moments were during Week Without Halls, where she formed strong bonds with her friends. Lillian is now studying fashion design at Parsons School of Design, the New School. Margaret Savage. Margaret joined Branksome Hall in grade 7, and she enjoyed meeting new friends and experiencing many of the opportunities available. She valued her overall learning experience, and she acknowledges that resilience and problem-solving skills are key traits that she will carry into adulthood. Two of Margaret's favorite memories are winning Spirit Week and the trip to Branksome Hall, Asia. Margaret is currently taking a gap year. Eliane Schwanengo. Eliane joined Branksome Hall in grade 7, and she enjoyed meeting new friends, experiencing trips such as Week Without Halls, and participating in many artistic endeavors. Eliane contributed to senior theater productions as a member of the makeup crew, and she worked on Synthesis. She was a dedicated member of the chamber choir and sang several times at the CIS Music Festival concert at Roy Thompson Hall. This year, Eliane is studying psychology at York University. Congratulations!
Sophia Bears. Sophia has been a caring, thoughtful friend who immersed herself broadly in life at school. She was a musician and a leader in the concert band and music council. As an athlete, Sophia was a dedicated rower and a committed team member. She has a huge heart and a generous soul that she openly shared with younger students in girls' circles and with Syrian refugees alongside her family. So Sophia loved her time at Week Without Halls in grade 11, particularly when she worked with the grade 8 students. Sophia is now studying engineering at Queen's University. Tang Gilbert. Tang is the epitome of still waters run deep. Having arrived at Branksome in junior kindergarten, over the many years, she made important, deep, and meaningful relationships that she is confident will last. However, she also looks forward to meeting new people in life beyond Branksome. Her fondest memories span her tenure at the school and include the trip to Norval and years of Spirit Week efforts. Tang generously supported others via Sunnyview Public School, Jump Math, and Slogan. She was also a longstanding athlete, having played softball in both the junior and senior schools. Laura Keyworth. Laura's open heart and mind have led to the development of new passions while at Branksome. A longstanding athlete, Laura expanded beyond her talents in the pool, stretching her creative muscles as editor of Slogan and creative director for Sunnyview Public School. She's a caring friend with close relationships that have sustained her since she arrived in grade 1. Laura fondly remembers traveling to Branksome Hall, Asia in grade 9, Coachella, and the sweet victories of Spirit Week. Laura is excited for her future university experiences. Veronique Knapp. Vero has deep appreciation for all who supported her journey since she arrived at Branksome in grade 9. As a soccer player at school and in her community, Vero was no stranger to teamwork and determination. These skills were also foundational for her leadership as the Campbell clan chieftain and buoyed her efforts as she supported others through Sunnyview Public School, Adaptive Technology Club, and Reading Buddies. She's also deeply proud of the grade teamwork that led to the win at Spirit Week. Vero is currently in the arts program at Queen's University. Caroline Logish. Caroline reflects that she gained the ability to rally through her experiences at Branksome. However, others possibly saw this before she saw it in herself. Caroline was elected twice in a row to lead her grade as the student government and Spirit Week grade rep. During those years, Caroline was spurred and motivated by both victories and defeats. As an athlete, she was similarly motivated player on Branksome and community teams. This year, Caroline is studying management at the University of St Andrews in Scotland. Clara Mcdonald. Clara's quick wit and self-deprecating humor are well known. However, below that surface is exceptional determination and resilience. Clara has been an advocate for the use and benefits of therapeutic animals in support of those with mental health challenges. As a result, Clara brought the initial discussions about personal support animals to the Branksome administration, an important first step that laid the groundwork for others to bring therapy dogs on campus. Clara left her 10 years at Branksome ready to take on the world. Calista Mortimer. Callista's most resonant memories of her 8 years at Branksome are of her National Outdoor Leadership School Challenge, as well as leading the student walkout, which brought voice against government cutbacks to education. Although notably different experiences, both highlight Callista's leadership, passion, and bravery. As student government prefect, Calista used these attributes frequently as she and her team grappled with complex issues such as changing school traditions. Calista is currently studying arts at McGill University and seeking out more exciting and challenging adventures, which I am certain she will find and conquer. Mason O'Connor. In Mason's short time at Branksome, having joined in grade 10, she quickly showed her skills, passion, and leadership. As co-head of the Jack chapter, Mason shared her desire to further mental health awareness and to improve access to mental health resources. As an athlete, Mason often used her skills on or in the water as a swimmer, swim coach, or rower. It was late in her time at Branksome when she decided to try the land sport of jiu-jitsu. And unsurprisingly, she chose a sport that did not require footwear. Mason is currently studying for her Bachelor of Arts degree at the University of British Columbia. Hope Rutledge. Hope joined Branksome in grade 9 and immediately immersed herself in a variety of activities, most of which she sustained over the years. As an athlete, Hope was a committed and collaborative member of the swim team. She enjoyed the challenge and personal growth from supporting others in Reading Buddies and at Sunnyview Public School. In leadership, Hope brought her quiet determination to the Spanish club and to her role as grade representative in grade 12. Hope's memories at Branksome Hall Asia and 2 Spirit Week victories will last long into her adventures at university. Congratulations, everyone.
Kendall Christie. During her 6 years at Branksome, Kendall embraced numerous opportunities with passion and dedication. Kendall's fondest memories include eating lunch with friends in the AWC and the global engagement trips she took to South Korea and South Africa. We saw Kendall grow as a leader with every club, sports team, and international trip in which she participated, as well as in her role as club's prefect. Kendall is currently studying life sciences at McMaster University, and we wish her all the best.
Paige Crawley. We first met Paige in grade 7 when she began her Branksome journey. Paige fondly remembers participating in annual senior theater productions, and she highlighted the higher level literature class party as one of her favorite memories. Paige is grateful for the friendships she made over the years and the education she received at Branksome. She is excited to travel in the future and to broaden her experiences. We are pleased to congratulate Paige on winning the Ruth D. Craig Prize for Latin Higher Level and for being awarded the Helen L. Edmondson Memorial Prize for Biology Standard Level. Congratulations also on being awarded a bilingual IB diploma for French and on receiving the IB Subject Award for French. Paige has a passion for literature and history, and she is now at the University of Oxford studying classics.
Maya Forte. After arriving at Branksome in grade 7, Maya wore a smile on her face almost every day. She values the friendships she made at the school and appreciates the academic foundation she received. Maya proudly remembers leading her grade to win the Spirit Week cheer as grade 10 rep, and she truly enjoyed the time she spent at Sunnyview Public School through her service learning activities. She maintained her commitment to dance while also engaging in school teams and clubs. This year, Maya is enrolled in the science program at Queen's University.
Kate Groenewegen. Kate demonstrated her team spirit and her potential as a leader after joining Branksome in grade 7. She loved participating in Best Buddies from grade 9 onwards, and she was club head for her last 2 years. A dedicated member of the Branksome rowing team, Kate continued to hone her leadership skills in grade 12 as a co-head of Trivia Club and as the Scott Clan chieftain. She is grateful for the opportunities provided by Branksome to travel the world and to develop lifelong friendships. Kate is currently enjoying the social science program at Huron University College.
Maya Jane. Maya seamlessly joined Branksome Hall and our advisor group in grade 9. She remembers with pride winning the CISA Senior Volleyball Championships in grade 10 and then attending OFSA. The Week Without Hall's sing-along in grade 11, surrounded by friends, was one of her favorite memories. Maya's time at Branksome also included her involvement in Model United Nations, Best Buddies, and Jump Math. She is grateful for so many friendships and the great education she received. We are pleased to congratulate Maya on winning the Spanish Ab Initio Prize. Maya is now studying at McMaster University in the Life Sciences program, and she hopes to pursue a career in medicine.
Katie Kosh. Katie spent her entire education at Branksome, having joined the school in junior kindergarten. Her fondest memories include her contributions to the rowing and basketball teams, as well as the wonderful friendships she formed. An avid skier and camper, Katie loves the outdoors and connecting with others while doing these activities. She credits Branksome with encouraging her to strive for her dreams and with developing the confidence to know she can achieve them. Katie is now studying arts and humanities at Western University.
Shelley Shen. Shelley joined the Branksome Hall community in grade 7. She has special memories from the grade 9 international trip to Branksome Hall, Asia, and cherishes the friendships she made. She's grateful for her involvement in the Hague International Model United Nations and the enriching experience it provided. Shelley is particularly proud of her ability to take risks and face new challenges, which are skills she gained throughout her time in the IB program. We are pleased to congratulate Shelley on winning the Margaret R. Syme Memorial Prize for Higher Level French and on being awarded the Bone Walwyn Prize for Standard Level History. Shelley is currently attending McMaster University and studying health sciences.
Alexa Vasilakos. Alexa was an active member of the Branksome community after arriving in junior kindergarten. She had many noteworthy accomplishments, including competing in OFSA for swimming 2 years in a row, winning the Astro Pie Challenge in 2018, and becoming the Arts and Innovation Prefect. Alexa is grateful for the wonderful education she received at Branksome, along with the many leadership opportunities she experienced. Alexa is currently enjoying the computer science program at McGill University.
Congratulations, Scott Squad.
We are so proud of you.
Claire Christie. Claire started her Branksome journey in grade 10 and opened the doors to her leadership potential. She was voted most valuable player on Branksome's swim team and was a committed member of the rowing team, while also being the head of First Nations Reading Buddies. Claire's support for her peers, combined with her strong academic achievement, earned her the Branksome Hall Leadership Award in grade 10 and the prestigious IB Learner Profile Award in grade 11. The embodiment of the learner profile, Claire was the perfect choice for admissions prefect in grade 12. Claire is now continuing her learning and leadership in the concurrent arts and education program at Queen's University. Sarah Ettahadiah. Sarah arrived at Branksome in grade 2 and thrived in all areas of school life. An avid athlete, Sarah led the field hockey team as the most valuable player each year since 2015. A highlight for her was helping the team win the 2018 CISAA championships. Sarah was also a keen participant in the rowing and hockey teams. We all loved cheering for her and for Branksome's winning hockey team during Spirit Week. Sarah's service to the school was demonstrated through her leadership as a girls' circle facilitator, as well as her initiative to start the knitting club. Sarah is currently studying health sciences at McMaster University. Elena Hodgson. During Elena's 6 years at Branksome, she continuously demonstrated commitment to athletics, arts, and community service. Elena was a key member of the rowing team and looked to her teammates as lifelong friends. Elena's service as peer support mentor and reading buddy demonstrated her commitment to supporting all members of our community with great inclusivity. Highlights of Elena's experiences at Branksome include the grade 9 Korea trip, the rowing trip to Georgia, and practicing her Spanish skills on the Spanish exchange trip. Elena is continuing to develop her love of the arts at the University of British Columbia. Calista Lee. When Calista first started at Branksome in junior kindergarten, her teacher recognized her energetic voice and her boundless enthusiasm. A natural cheerleader, Calista shared this spirit with her entire grade as Clans prefect, organizing the grade cheer and the lip sync competitions of Spirit Week with excellent choreography. Callie also led the service drive and was instrumental to the organization of the Holiday Bazaar, which raised money for communities in need. Some highlights for Callie were the grade 9 trip to South Korea and playing with the concert band. However, it is her Branksome friendships that she cherishes most. Calista is now studying management at the University of Warwick in England. Maddie Mackey. Maddie joined Branksome in grade 7, and she pursued her passion for technology and service over the years. Maddie always had a keen interest in robotics and used her role as co-head of adaptive technology and head of robotics to develop technology to empower others. A highlight of Maddie's time at Branksome was when she taught STEM to grade 5 students in South Africa. A volunteer at Sunnyview Public School, Maddie designed a unique music player for special needs students. This year, Maddie is studying engineering at Queen's University. Maddie, we cannot wait to see what you will invent to enable the next generation. Letitia knew. When Letitia joined Branksome in grade 7, she embraced a wide range of activities related to arts, clubs, and service. As a member of the robotics club, Letitia built and coded robots that would go on to compete at the prestigious VEX competition. Letitia was a committed and opinionated member of the United Nations team representing Branksome at the University of Toronto Model UN and the Secondary Schools UN Symposium. She also enjoyed her time as part of Best Buddies and leader of grade 6 girls' circles. Letitia's favorite memories are of her cherished friendships, as she is grateful to be part of the supportive environment where she flourished. Currently, Letitia is studying engineering at Queen's University. Isabelle Riesman. After her arrival at Branksome in grade 10, Isabelle immersed herself in athletics and service. She was an enthusiastic member of the Ultimate Frisbee team and an exceptional basketball and hockey player. Isabelle demonstrated her leadership by being the co-captain of the basketball and hockey teams in grade 12. One of her cherished memories was organizing the student-teacher basketball game. Isabelle used her enthusiasm and energy to chair Spirit Week, while also volunteering as a jump math tutor and acting as a role model for Big Sister, Little Sister. Isabelle is now studying arts at McGill University. Nancy Yao. When Nancy first arrived in Canada in grade 9, she never expected to make such strong, lifelong friends as she did at Branksome. A friend to everyone in residence, Nancy became an ambassador for the school, volunteering at the World Debating and Public Speaking Championships. Nancy pursued excellence in mathematics through her participation in the Canadian team's mathematics contest. We are pleased to congratulate Nancy on winning the Edwina J. Baker Prize for higher level mathematics and on being awarded a bilingual IB diploma for Chinese and Mandarin. A passionate student of mathematics and history, Nancy is now studying at UCLA. Congratulations all.
Thank you, advisors, for sharing these reflections about our graduates. I really enjoyed hearing about what so many of you are up to now. Now I would like to introduce the choir, conducted by Agnes Singh, vocal teacher, who has prepared a performance of Glorious by Stephanie Mabey and arranged by Tom Fetke. Please enjoy this musical performance.
There are times when you might feel aimless. You can see the places where you belong, but you will find that there is a purpose. It's been there within you all along, and when you're near it, you can almost hear it.
What a beautiful performance. A special thank you to Miss Singh and the choir members. We will now hear from the following advisors who will share their comments. Miss Madid Mufta, Miss Deepa Raj, Mr. Andrew Schroeder, Miss Jill Strymus, Miss Ali Troy. Miss Alina Oosthuizen will read her comments as Miss Troy could not be here today. And Miss Corey Miller will read for Miss Julia White, who also could not be with us today. At the conclusion of the advisor comments, another memorable video will be shared.
Lucy Allen. During her time at Branksome, Lucy became a resilient, confident young woman. She developed a passion for business, and this motivated her to take the DECA exam, in which she achieved an impressive top 10 standing regionally. Lucy participated in the JAC organization and took part in the Costa Rica service trip, which was a highlight of her service learning portfolio. This year, Lucy is studying arts at Queen's University. Lauren Armstrong. Lauren arrived at Branksome in grade 1, and she made it her second home. Her involvement in a wide range of artistic and athletic pursuits was a reflection of her broad interests, including leadership roles in slogan and the synthesis production. In grade 12, she focused her time on caring for others through community service, working with JAC chapter and students at Sunnyview Public School. She looks back on her 12 years with gratitude for the support and understanding she received. We congratulate Lauren on winning the Dorothy G. Phillips Prize for Mathematical Studies. Lauren is currently taking a gap year. Phoebe Dawson. Phoebe participated in the arts with gusto. Chamber choir was a mainstay and a place where she happily took on leadership roles, gaining strong personal and interpersonal skills. She also participated in the senior theater productions and the CIS Music Festival. She developed an impressive work ethic and is most grateful for the lasting friendship she built after coming to Branksome in grade 3. Currently, Phoebe is studying health sciences at Queen's University. Emily Dockrell. Emily arrived at Branksome in grade 9 and quickly integrated into the community. Her involvement in basketball and dance were some of the highlights of her high school experience. In grade 12, Emily served as the Ross Clan chieftain, helping to build school spirit among peers and regularly demonstrating her strong leadership skills and great sense of humor. Emily's journey at Branksome Hall taught her persistence and self-assurance. This year, Emily is enrolled in the concurrent education program at Queen's University. Sophie Kedwell. Sophie's positivity has been a great asset in our weekly advisor session since grade 7. Throughout her 6 years at Branksome, she excelled at synchronized swimming, progressing to coaching younger participants outside the school. Sophie enjoyed her service learning as a jump math tutor at Rose Avenue Public School. Her volunteer work at Sunnyview Public School, where she was also on the yearbook committee, piqued her interest in working with younger students. Her kindness and calm demeanor were constants in our advisor meetings. This year, Sophie's studying engineering at Western University. Georgia McClellan. After joining Branksome in grade 9, Georgia confirmed that her years in boarding and the grade 9 trip to South Korea were transformative. She is proud of the self-confidence and organizational skills she developed during her years at the school. Georgia explored her artistic side by learning guitar and the ukulele while balancing her leadership pursuits like the Toronto Black Youth Conference, which she found inspirational. Elected as the boarding prefect in grade 12, her collaborative approach to leadership had a positive impact on others in the community. Currently, Georgia is studying global business and digital arts at the University of Waterloo. Emma Sheldon. Emma arrived at Branksome in grade 7, and she transformed acquaintances into lifelong friends. She grew into a self-reliant and independent young woman. Emma gave back to the community through her participation in Sunnyview Public School and Reading Buddies. Both activities were highly rewarding for her. Throughout her time at Branksome, Emma demonstrated great perseverance and always managed to achieve her goals. This year, Emma is studying arts at Queen's University. Nicolette Temple. Nicolette is a talented athlete, and hockey is one of her great passions. She's an avid player and passed on her expertise to younger students outside the school. Her sport taught her patience and perseverance, and these qualities were especially beneficial to her in her academic work in grade 11 and 12. Nicolette's most memorable experiences were the annual Week Without Hall trips. Having started her career at Branksome Hall in grade 7, she built relationships that flourished through the years. Nicolette's current educational adventure is studying criminology at the University of Ottawa. Lucy Woke-Nyman. Lucy began her Branksome Hall experience in grade 1. Starting as a little sister, she continued her connection with the junior school by volunteering as a big sister. Lucy was involved in the business club and participated in the DECA regionals and written competitions. She enjoyed her involvement in the weekly Reading Buddies program at Rose Avenue for 2 years. Each of these experiences helped Lucy to grow as a person. This year, Lucy took her treasured Branksome memories with her to McGill University. Congratulations.
Gulnoosh Abazari. Gulnoosh began her journey at Branksome Hall in grade 7. She enjoyed the support of her teachers in both the academic and the social-emotional aspects of her school experience. She's very appreciative of the opportunities she had and the many friends she made. She enjoyed the guidance hallway chats and really understood the importance of support, hard work, and the role of community. Currently, Gulnoosh is studying at the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences at George Washington University. Zita Chai. Zita joined Branksome Hall in grade 11 and immersed herself with focus and dedication in the busy IB program. Her creative spirit was evident in synthesis as a co-head of the production and a stage manager for the senior theater production of The Wizard of Oz. She has an eye for detail in design and creation, and her organizational skills helped all involved in these very creative endeavors. She appreciates the unforgettable memories Branksome has given her and is thankful for her teachers and peers. We congratulate Zita on winning the Lynn Williams Ross 59 Prize for French. Zita is now studying economics at the University of Manchester. Emma Crane. Emma's journey at Branksome Hall started in grade 9. Emma is appreciative of her school experiences. She formed some wonderful friendships, and she also had many opportunities to learn important lessons about time management, hard work, and community. Some of her favorite memories include going to the SheBiz Women in Capital Markets conference and her Week Without Halls experience in grade 10. Emma is currently working towards her Bachelor of Arts degree at McGill University. Lily Dong. Lily joined Branksome Hall in grade 10 and immersed herself academically and artistically in school life. Lily showcased her musical talent in the Wizard of Oz Orchestra, Wind Symphony, concert band, and at the Conference of Independent Schools Music Festival. In grades 10 and 11, she also enjoyed playing basketball and badminton on school teams. Lily was the head of the Pylander Math Club, and she spent time outside of her academics being committed to music and sports. She also taught herself the coding languages Java and Python. We congratulate Lily on being awarded a bilingual IB diploma for Mandarin. For her post-secondary education, Lily is currently attending the Duke Kunshan University. Amna Gohar. Amna joined Branksome Hall in grade 10 and immersed herself in learning in the Branksome community. She made leadership contributions to Model United Nations and Jump Math as the head of both clubs. Amna appreciates the close friendship she formed with the boarding students. She recognizes the personal growth she experienced through her opportunities at Branksome and the lasting friendships she formed with her peers at school. We congratulate Amna on winning the Jenny E. McNeil Prize for English Language, Literature, Standard, and Higher Level. Amna is now enrolled in the Medical Sciences program at Western University. Judy Gould. Judy's fondest memories of Branksome Hall are of Costa Rica trip in grade 10, watching Netflix shows with a boarding friend, painting a local health clinic, and preparing a cultural show. In order to show her gratitude to her host family, Judy and her friends tried to cook dumplings as a treat. Because those didn't turn out as planned, they ended up making empanadas instead. Judy is grateful for her friends, teachers, and the guidance counselors for their support. Judy is also appreciative of her resilience and her global perspective. We congratulate Judy on winning the Vera Vic Freiberga Award for Economics. This year, Judy is studying economics and pre-med at the University of Chicago. Sarah Kent. Sarah joined Branksome Hall in grade 1, and the many friendships and relationships she formed led to her being elected as GY representative by her peers. Sarah was a strong advocate for mental health through her role as the club head for the Jack chapter. She appreciates the lessons of resilience she learned through the academic rigor and expectations at Branksome. Her fondest memories are of the fun and excitement during Spirit Weeks over the years. We congratulate Sarah on winning the Elizabeth Kilpatrick Memorial Prize for English Literature standard level and on being awarded the Marjorie Watson Toe 26 Prize for Higher Level History. Congratulations also on receiving the Helen L. Edmondson Memorial Prize for Biology Higher Level, as well as the Mary Becker Grant 33 Memorial Prize for Chemistry. Sarah is currently attending Dartmouth University. Lara Catherine Kutchbach. Lara Catherine joined Branksome Hall in grade 11 and immersed herself in her new learning environment. She embraced the academic rigor and the opportunities that the school had to offer. Lara Catherine is most grateful for the opportunity to graduate from Branksome Hall, given that she had originally only planned to stay for a year. She is appreciative of all the people she met, particularly her friends in boarding, and the many memories she made. We congratulate Lara Catherine on being awarded a bilingual IB diploma for German and on winning the IB Subject Award for German. Lara Catherine is currently taking a gap year and she hopes to reunite with her Branksome friends in the future. Eliza Peters. Eliza joined Branksome Hall in grade 1 and thereafter she fully immersed herself in Branksome life. Eliza is a passionate and authentic artist. Our advisor group enjoyed our very own art exhibition of Eliza's art pieces from her IB art course. Through her role as a peer tutor, Eliza enjoyed helping younger students to learn and to achieve their academic goals. As a peer supporter and grade 6 Girls Circle facilitator, Eliza had the opportunity to give back, acknowledging that her own junior school experience had a profound impact in shaping who she is. This year, Eliza is studying arts at the University of British Columbia. Mariam Zaman. Mariam started her journey at Branksome Hall in grade 9. Mariam is appreciative of the academic and co-curricular opportunities that impacted her holistic development. She enjoyed the Week Without Hall's trips and the global engagement opportunity to visit Costa Rica. Mariam is appreciative of the supportive community of friends, subject teachers, and learning strategies teachers she had. Mariam's diligence and commitment to teaching the Bolly Squad Bollywood dance performances for synthesis are truly admirable. Mariam is currently discovering her strengths at Queen's University in the arts program. Congratulations, everyone.
Emily Bain. A Branksome student since grade 7, Emily relishes the experiences she shared with her grade, particularly their trip to Branksome Hall Asia and their Spirit Week victories. Emily also enjoyed playing soccer and was a member of the astronomy club. She will be remembered for her compassionate service, both as a Sunnyview Public School classroom volunteer and through daily acts of kindness in the community. She is excited to expand her horizons as she is now studying at Dalhousie University in the Arts and Social Sciences program. Jiwon Chun. Upon joining the school in grade 9, Jiwon quickly impressed us with her talent for visual art. Her participation in the cartooning and animation club yielded imaginative sketchbooks that often inspired her peers. Jiwon's Branksome experience refined her creativity and confidence, helping her make valuable contributions to the boarding, sustainability, and arts councils. Jiwon is grateful for art classes and lunchtimes spent with friends, and looks forward to maintaining these bonds in the future. This year, Jiwon is pursuing computer animation at Ringling College of Art and Design. Adele Kret Lawrence. Adele joined the school in junior kindergarten. She credits her Branksome experience for giving her opportunities to explore and lead, including her position as the junior school prefect. Adele was an avid promoter of mathematics, science, and technology in our community. She also excelled at French public speaking and served as a dedicated mentor to younger students, both in our junior school and in South Africa. She is a proud Air Cadet and has earned her pilot's license. Adele is currently pursuing post-secondary studies in engineering science at the University of Toronto. Victoria Falk. Victoria's career at Branksome spans from junior kindergarten to grade 12, and she credits her experience for shaping her character and giving her true friendships. She is proud of her grade's Spirit Week accomplishments, including winning the cheer event while only in grade 9. Victoria's care, leadership, and mathematical skills made her an effective jump tutor, and she made valuable contributions to the knitting club and senior soccer team. Victoria is now attending McGill University, where she is studying arts. Connie Guo. After 6 years at Branksome, Connie leaves a rich musical legacy. A multi-instrumentalist, she was a mainstay on bass in both symphony orchestra and jazz band, and represented the school at CIS music festivals. She also gave riveting performances with the Asian Traditional Music Club. Her favorite memories, however, are from playing in pit bands for our theatrical productions. Connie was also a caring mentor who volunteered at Sunnyview Public School and in South Africa. We congratulate Connie on winning the Linda Stearns 56 Prize for Music Higher Level and for being awarded the Jenny E. McNeil Prize for English Language and Literature Higher Level. Congratulations also on receiving a bilingual IB diploma for Chinese, Mandarin, and on winning the IB Subject Award for Mandarin. Connie is taking her musicianship to the next level this year as she is studying music production and engineering at the Berklee College of Music in Boston. Sophie Ho. Sophie brought creativity and kindness to her role as social and well-being prefect. A committed advocate for her peers, she helped plan our East Asian assemblies and also served younger students as a reading buddy at Rose Avenue Public School. Sophie's diverse co-curricular interests range from soccer to the robotics team. She particularly cherishes the friendships she formed while on trips and fondly recalls the communal singing of the song Wonderwall at Week Without Halls. In the next phase of her life, Sophie is studying arts at McGill University. Tegan Kinnear. Beginning in grade 5, Tegan's Branksome experience helped shape her into a community-minded leader. Tegan generously supported younger students as middle school prefect and a peer supporter, and worked tirelessly as editor of Slogan to produce an excellent yearbook. She is also a skilled athlete and was an outstanding member of the rowing team for several years. She has treasured memories of overseas adventures, including Branksome Hall, Asia, and her exchange trip to England. We congratulate Tegan on winning the prize for sports, exercise, and health science. This year, Tegan is continuing her academic journey at Western University studying social science. Anna Mucci. A competitive fencer, Anna spent countless hours honing her craft and volunteered as an assistant coach to teach the sports to younger athletes. She extended these mentorship skills to the Branksome community by participating in Big Sister, Little Sister, as well as leading the concert band's flute section. Anna is grateful for times spent bonding with her grade peers, especially during Spirit Week. She thanks her teachers for their support. This year, Anna is enrolled in the Track 1 Undeclared Engineering program at the University of Toronto. Priya Suresh Raj. Priya's compassion and principles guided her involvement in school life. She was a steadfast member of the Adaptive Technology Club and thoughtful contributor to the South Asian Club. Her favorite experiences include the Week Without Halls excursion in grade 7 and her trip to the Hague International Model United Nations. Priya's 6 years at Branksome were marked by resilience and growing confidence in the face of challenge, and she is grateful for her teachers' support. Currently, Priya is enrolled in the Health Sciences Gateway program at McMaster University. Mia Tripp. Mia is thankful for the friendships and memories she gained after her arrival at Branksome in grade 5. An accomplished athlete, she has a black belt in karate and was a stalwart on our senior soccer team. Her spirit was evident as McLean clan chieftain. She is also a dedicated musician and played the oboe in the senior concert band for several years. Mia frequently volunteered her time to support school events and mentored younger children. She was also a dependable contributor to Reading Buddies. Mia is currently studying science at Western University. Logan Vaughn. Logan forged a legacy of caring service to her peers and the wider community, notably as head of the painting club and through her steadfast dedication to the Sunnyview Public School program. She has happy memories of her visits to Branksome Hall Asia in grade 9, as well as her grade's many Spirit Week triumphs. Logan is grateful for the confidence she acquired at Branksome to take on future challenges. This year, Logan is studying arts at Queen's University. Congratulations.
Christy Chang. Christy came to Branksome in grade 9, and she participated in many musical endeavors throughout the years. She played the piano for 13 years and was a member of the orchestra. Christy fondly remembers singing in chamber choir, taking part in Fit Friday music meditation, and participating in the CIS Music Festival. She was also an enthusiastic participant in synthesis and a member of the hip hop dance crew. As a member of the badminton team, she honed her athletic skills and enjoyed working out at the fitness center with her friends. We congratulate Christy on being awarded a bilingual IB diploma for Chinese, Mandarin. Christy is now experiencing university life at New York University, studying music education. Katie Fairbrother. Katie enjoyed fostering a sense of community during her time at Branksome and fondly remembers Spirit Week and Week Without Halls. She mentored younger students as a Girls Circle leader and proudly participated in the Big Sister, Little Sister program. Katie developed her artistic skills and was a photographer for synthesis. She was also an enthusiastic member of both the knitting club and painting club. She honed her team building skills as a student manager of the senior basketball team, and she was an active member of the badminton team and the ultimate frisbee team. We wish her well in her next adventure. Riva Jangra. Riva came to Branksome in grade 10, and she greatly appreciates the strong friendship she forged. Riva served as the head of the Debating and Public Speaking Society, and she played an integral leadership role in the World Individual Debating and Public Speaking Championships. She fondly remembers being greeted every day by the front office team and values the kind and caring approach of the Branksome staff. She immersed herself in service activities such as Youth Shelter Brown Bag Project and volunteered at the Rakai Center. This year, Riva is studying engineering at Western University. Annie Lynn. Annie immersed herself in a wide variety of activities during her time at Branksome. She fondly remembers going on the Costa Rica service learning trip and volunteering in the library. She proudly led the Branksome Business Club for 2 years and helped successfully run the World Affairs Conference. Annie is an accomplished athlete and balanced her school commitments with being a member of the Canadian Cadet National Team for fencing. She's a musician and artist, and she worked to enhance her skills in DP art class. We congratulate Annie on winning the Jenny E. McNeil Prize for English Language and Literature Higher Level and for being awarded the Mary McLean Stewart 31 Prize for Physics. Congratulations also on receiving the Pippa Harris 78 Memorial Prize for Visual Arts Standard Level. This year, Annie is excited to be studying engineering and economics at Yale University. Lavanya Menidarata. Lavanya appreciates the strong sense of community she experienced at Branksome. She loved being a member of the boarding community, which she describes as a 3-year-long sleepover. She embraced artistic opportunities such as performing a Bollywood dance at Synthesis, taking part in the Exuberance Ensemble, and attending art studio. She took part in many service initiatives, including volunteering at the Terry Fox Run and the Kidney Walk, World Affairs Conference, and the Rakai Center. She honed her innovation skills as a member of the Adaptive Technology Club, where she was a key developer of the BH Wellness app. Lavanya served as a peer tutor and was a proud member of the ambassador team. Lavanya is currently studying computer engineering at the University of Toronto. Charlotte Nowdy. Charlotte joined Branksome in grade 4 and immersed herself in serving the community. She cherished her time volunteering at Sunnyview Public School, and she remembers her service learning trip to Costa Rica as a formative life experience. She helped foster a sense of community as the McLeod clan chieftain and remembers grade 11 Spirit Week as a special moment. She is grateful for being a part of a caring and supportive cohort of students. Charlotte is excited to be studying art at Queen's University this year. Auden Wells. Auden will always remember the amazing friends she made at Branksome. She reveled in the opportunity to travel internationally and found her trips to Jeju Island and Costa Rica to be life-changing experiences. Auden is a skilled athlete and was an active member of the Branksome Hall hockey team. She honed her musical skills over the years and was a member of both the concert band and the pit orchestra. We congratulate Auden on winning the Linda Stearns 56th Prize for Music Standard Level. This year, Auden is focusing on an arts degree at the University of British Columbia. Stephanie Wong. Stephanie greatly valued being part of the boarding community and was a proud member of the boarding council. She embraced the opportunity to travel internationally, and her service learning trip to South Africa was a formative life experience. She served as a mentor to younger students at Queenstown Get Ahead Project, Jump Math, and Sunnyview Public School. Stephanie developed her musical talents during her time at Branksome and was a member of the symphony orchestra. She enjoyed participating in the badminton team and working out in the fitness center with her friends. We congratulate Stephanie on being awarded a bilingual IB diploma for Chinese, Cantonese, and on winning the IB Subject Award for Cantonese. Stephanie is currently enrolled in the Rotman Commerce Program at the University of Toronto. Congratulations, everyone.
It is my pleasure to be reading these comments for Miss Troy, who is on maternity leave. Ellen Belbeck. Ellen joined the Branksome community in grade 9 and is thankful that she had the opportunity to attend a school with such wonderful peers. Ellen was a long-standing member of the concert band, demonstrating her appreciation for the ensemble and for collaborative work. An exceptional athlete, Ellen was a valued member of the Branksome swim team for 4 years. She participated in the Costa Rica service learning trip, and she feels that the Branksome experience gave her the courage to be independent and the skills to face new challenges. We congratulate Ellen on winning the Mary Becker Grant 33 Memorial Prize for Chemistry. This year, Ellen is studying computer science at the University of Waterloo. Fiona Campuzano adds, Fiona attended 4 different schools before she opened the doors at Branksome Hall in grade 9. Fiona has a keen interest in service learning, as evident through her work as a peer tutor and as a Leap into Literacy camp counselor. Fiona was an active member of the Gender Studies Club, where she enjoyed collaborating and building her knowledge of global issues. Sitting around the campfire at Week Without Halls is a memory that stands out for Fiona, and she cherishes spending time with her peers. We congratulate Fiona on being awarded a bilingual IB diploma for Spanish and on winning the IB Subject Award for Spanish. Fiona has a passion for arts and humanities and is now studying at Western University. Ariana Ettahadiah. Ariana started her Branksome career in grade 2 and found a way to balance her love of athletics, academics, and service learning. She was an integral member of the basketball team and logged many hours on the water with her rowing crew. Ariane made an effort to give back to her school community and particularly enjoyed her time as a peer supporter and head editor of the slogan. Creative and engaging, Ariana brought fun and energy to the knitting club as a co-head. Ariana graduates with memories of an unforgettable trip to Branksome Hall, Asia, and her Week Without Holes canoe expedition. Ariana is studying science at Queen's University this year. Ava Grey Eyes. With her love of learning and generous spirit, Ava quickly made her mark when she joined the Branksome community at the beginning of grade 11. Ava was selected to participate in the National Outdoor Leadership School program and courageously completed a 30-day backpacking expedition through the Alaskan backcountry. A devoted senior head of drama, Ava savored her time on stage during Branksome's theatre productions. Ava attended the Hague International Model United Nations Conference twice and returned as head delegate in her second year. A 2020 University of Toronto National Scholar recipient, Ava treasured her time in the classroom. We congratulate Ava on winning the Harriet Eastwood 83 Prize for Theatre. This year, Ava is studying at Yale University. Katrina Karate. Katrina truly embraced the opportunities of school life after arriving at Branksome Hall in grade 9. Katrina became known as a dedicated athlete, participating on the rowing and swim teams. She joined the hockey team, having had limited experience, simply to learn the game. Katrina brought her enthusiasm and energy to the McAlpine clan as clan chieftain. She eagerly showed her school spirit and was proud of her grade cohort for their Spirit Week accomplishments. Katrina learned how to persevere when faced with challenges, and this year she's studying science at Queen's University. Izzy Matthews. Izzy came to Branksome in grade 10 from the island of St. Kitts, and she feels that she grew tremendously as a person after her arrival. Izzy showed a passion for the arts. As head of the Exuberance Ensemble and a performer in synthesis, she demonstrated her range and talent. Patient and positive, Izzy was a dedicated member of the junior school's Math Buddies program, working with students to help cultivate their love of and confidence in mathematics. Izzy is grateful for the critical thinking skills she gained and is now studying health science at Queen's University. Alana Phelps. Alana arrived at Branksome in grade 9, and thereafter she immersed herself in service learning and athletics. A natural teacher, Alana fostered meaningful relationships with the students at Rose Avenue Public School through the Reading Buddies program. Alana valued her time on the basketball team and worked hard as an alpine skier, volunteering and training at her local club. In addition to all of this, Alana found the time to study with the Royal Conservatory of Music while completing her Branksome coursework. We wish Alana well in her future endeavors. Daphne Tambakis. A passion for athletics was one of Daphne's hallmarks after she came to Branksome in grade 7. She was an enthusiastic member of the soccer team and an exceptional track and field athlete. Her natural talent and work ethic took her to the OFSA championships. Daphne brought her humor and energies to the Best Buddies, Reading Buddies, and Jump Math programs. Daphne is admired for her ability to connect and laugh with others. This year, Daphne is studying management and organizational studies at Western University. Charlotte Young. Charlotte excelled in many areas of school life during her 6 years at Branksome. A caring and reliable volunteer, Charlotte devoted 4 years to working with young students at Sunnyview Public School. As a skilled athlete, Charlotte represented Branksome well on the badminton court, and she was considered a valuable teammate. Charlotte also appreciated time spent working with her grade, especially in February during Spirit Week, and she enjoyed her travels to Branksome Hall, Asia. Her love of science was always evident, and she found joy in her meetings with the Astronomy Club. This year, Charlotte is exploring science further at Queen's University. Congratulations, graduates.
Hello, my name is Corey Miller, and I'm reading the comments from Ms. White's and Ms. O'Connor's advisor group while they are on maternity leave. Rosie Butterworth. Rosie came to Branksome Hall in grade 7 and quickly integrated into school life. She honed her leadership skills and thoroughly enjoyed the challenges that her role as athletics prefect presented. Rosie is grateful for the friendship and support of the class of 2020 and values her friendships there. Rosie's love and commitment to the rowing team have followed her into the future. This year, Rosie is studying science at Western University. Jihong Chen. Jihong was a valued member of our advisor group, encouraging us all to think laterally and critically about issues in our society. In fact, Jihong credits Branksome with encouraging and growing their determined pursuit of authenticity. Jihong has great memories of campfire gatherings during Week Without Halls and enjoyed board games with residents, dons, and boarders alike. Jihong is looking forward to the first reunion of the class of 2020. Mariam El-Alawi. Mariam started at Branksome in grade 7. She remembers feeling welcomed by the community during orientation week. Mariam's Branksome highlights include competing in Spirit Week with her grade, particularly in the standout year of 2019. She is grateful for all of the support she received from her teachers and for the fact that Branksome has taught her to be open-minded and resilient. Mariam is currently studying arts at McGill University. Lily Fraser. Lily fondly remembers her global engagement trip to South Africa and values the opportunities for learning that Branksome provided her. Lily feels that the community gave her an appreciation and thirst for taking on challenge. Lily enjoyed participating in reading buddies at Rose Avenue Public School, where she created a meaningful connection with her grade 3 buddies and further developed her leadership skills. Lily sincerely appreciates the friendships she formed at school since her first day in 2008. Lily is excited to be studying arts at Queen's University this year. Chloe Hind. Chloe started her career at Branksome Hall in grade 1. She enjoyed connecting with others by volunteering her time as a peer promoter and as a reading buddy at Rose Avenue. When reflecting on her time, Chloe fondly remembers competing in Spirit Week with her grade and visiting Branksome Hall Asia in grade 9. Chloe is appreciative of all the memories she made and the lifelong friends that Branksome has given her. We congratulate Chloe on winning the Star Family Prize for Film. This year, Chloe is taking on new academic challenges at the University of St. Andrews in the International Relations program. Jade Mayer. Jade started at Branksome Hall in grade 9. She has wonderful memories of her involvement on the soccer team and as team captain in grade 12. She treasures her memories of contributing to school assemblies and participated in the formation of the Diversity Council. She attributes her improved public speaking skills and growth and confidence to Branksome Hall. Her time here built her resilience in innumerable ways, including the ability to self-advocate. Jade is currently enrolled in the Bachelor of Science degree program at the University of British Columbia. Madeleine Monis. Maddie began her Branksome Hall journey in grade 7. She has fond memories of competing in Spirit Week and competing in the AstroPie Challenge, which is an annual science and coding competition for students across Canada. Maddie was a competitive skater and successfully balanced her academic commitments with her skating training schedule. Maddie is thankful for building her capacity for resilience, a skill that she relies on as she continues to challenge herself. This year, Maddie is studying biology at Northeastern University. Rebecca Quinn. Rebecca started her Branksome journey in grade 1 and enjoyed all aspects of Branksome life. She was a committed member of the STEM Council and enjoyed competing at the Stotesbury Cup with the rowing team. Rebecca has fond memories of visiting Branksome Hall Asia in grade 9. She is thankful that Branksome has taught her dedication and balance, and she's also grateful for the amazing friends she made for being part of such a cohesive grade. We congratulate Rebecca on winning the Kristen Auld West Prize for Geography and the Helen L. Edmondson Memorial Prize for Biology at the higher level. Rebecca has a passion for science, and she's studying medicine at the University of St. Andrews. Christiane Reed. Christiane joined Branksome Hall in 2014 for grade 7. She wasted no time getting involved in service opportunities, and one of her favorite endeavors was working with Reading Buddies and the Wandering Spirit School in Toronto. She also enjoyed the community involvement that comes with Spirit Week. Christiane credits Branksome with her ability to work hard and efficiently in order to achieve her goals. We congratulate Christiane on winning the Gail Surmott Prize for Environmental Systems. Christiane is presently enrolled in the arts program at McGill University. Congratulations.
Thank you to our advisors for their comments, and congratulations to all our 2020 graduates. It was wonderful to watch the video montages and to relive some of your special moments when you were students at Branksome Hall. We now come to the section where we acknowledge special awards. The academic and special awards will be read by Ms. Heather Friesen, Head, Curriculum Innovation and Professional Learning, Ms. Kimberly Nias, Head, Senior and Middle School, and Mrs. Carrie Weinstock, Deputy Principal.
The Anthony R. Graham Award for Theory of Knowledge has been endowed by Mr. Anthony Graham, past parent, former chair of the Board of Governors, and former chair of the Branksome Hall Foundation. The recipients of the Anthony R. Graham Award for Theory of Knowledge share a passion for learning from the perspectives of others. They show interest, initiative, and commitment in class discussion, and a talent for communicating their own perspective, both orally and in writing. The Anthony R. Graham Award for Theory of Knowledge goes to Jihong Chen, Tegan Kinnear, Elaine Lee, and Rebecca Quinn. The Langell Family Cass Award was established by Don and Carolyn Langell in recognition of the many experiences each of their 4 daughters had at Branksome Hall. This award recognizes and celebrates the successes of graduating students who have had an exemplary level of involvement and engagement during their Cass activities and experiences. The winners of the Langell Family Cass Award are Emily Dockrell, Tegan Kinnear, and Annie Lynn. The Nicholas Fodor Extended Essay Award is named in memory of Mr. Nicholas Fodor, past parent and former chair of the Branksome Hall Board of Governors. The recipients of the Extended Essay Award have excelled by approaching their extended essays with passion and a high degree of intellectual initiative, understanding, and insight. Their standard of writing has been impressive and will be used as exemplars by our community. The winners of the Nicholas Fodor Extended Essay Award are Annie Lynn, Calista Mortimer, and Katie Stevens. In their essays, these recipients exemplify the aims of the IB Extended Essay. They demonstrate remarkable achievement in independent and systematic research, creative and critical thinking, and in the excitement of intellectual discovery. Annie Lynn, English. Driven by her passion for critical and creative thinking, Annie sought to investigate and decode the institution of marriage. Her essay was an intricate examination of gender, class, and culture as crucial elements of a marriage. Her deconstruction of the classic literary texts of Henrik Ibsen and Jane Austen served to uncover radical ideas of notions of marriage. Calista Mortimer, English. Callista's commitment to social critique is clearly exemplified in her careful analysis of the public apology as a text type. Her essay skillfully explored the transgressions of 3 contemporary icons and their subsequent public non-apologies. Her paper highlighted the nuanced relationship between denial, self-righteousness, and accountability. Katie Stevens, Visual Arts. Katie's extended essay exemplifies the independent thinking implicit within the diploma program. Her paper offered a compelling exploration of the often tense relationship between politics and the arts. Throughout the essay, Katie examined the role of art in the political arena while offering a deft analysis of the real-world implications of symbolic representation. Congratulations.
The MacLeod Award for Clan Enthusiasm and Spirit is awarded to the winning clan, Campbell Clan and Chieftain Veronique Knapp. The Class of 1974 Enthusiasm Award is voted on by the graduating class of 2020. The recipient is Calista Lee. The Vivian 04 and Joyce 06 Ho Award for the Love of Music is awarded to a student whose dedication to the co-curricular music program stands out in terms of the superior quality of her attitude, effort, and commitment. The award is presented to 2 students, Phoebe Dawson and Connie Guo. The Heather Sanderson 89 Memorial Scholarship for Drama is awarded to 2 students who share enthusiasm, spirit, and passion for drama. The recipients are Paige Crawley and Ava Greyeyes. The Dominique Chevalier 90 Memorial Award recognizes outstanding contributions to the slogan. The award goes to the following students: Lauren Armstrong, Ariana Ettahadiah, Laura Keyworth, Tegan Kinnear, and Elizabeth Sullivan. The Wiley Award for Athletics is presented to a graduating year student who has contributed significantly to athletics over her years at Branksome Hall. The 2020 recipients are Emma Chan and Isabelle Riesman. The Lieutenant Governor's Community Volunteer Award pays tribute to a student who goes above and beyond the required volunteer hours. This award is presented to Lexi Adler. The Charter of Rights and Freedom Award is presented to the student who has done the most to advance equality. The award goes to 3 students, Mariam El-Alawi, Amna Gohar, and Ava Greyeyes. The Edgar G. Burton Prize is given to a student who has demonstrated tenacity, resilience, and a positive attitude. The recipients are Lauren Armstrong and Elizabeth Sullivan.
The Dr. Francis Shepherd 64 Scholarship for Excellence in STEM has been endowed by Dr. Francis Shepherd, alum of the class of 1964. The Dr. Francis Shepherd 64 Scholarship for Excellence in STEM is awarded to a student who plans to pursue a STEM-related university program and career. This scholarship is presented to 2 students, Adele Kreckler-Rance and Rebecca Quinn. The Margaret Craig Eaton Dunn 29 Award recognizes a principled individual who has demonstrated great independence of spirit. The recipient is Jahang Chen. The Shirley Brown 76 Creative and Critical Thinking Award is presented to an innovative thinker who has consistently demonstrated intellectual curiosity both in and out of the classroom. This year, the award goes to Paige Crawley. The Elizabeth Suzanne Savage Bet 55 Memorial Prize is presented to the boarding student who best exemplifies enthusiasm, optimism, and good citizenship. This year, 2 students receive it, Judy Go and Lara Catherine Kachbach. The Kathleen Shaw Memorial Award for Leadership in Boarding is given to a student who has demonstrated leadership with respect to community living and the mentorship of younger students. The recipient is Georgia McClellan. The Jenny E. McNeil Prize for Citizenship is awarded to a student who has volunteered her time and expertise with generosity of spirit. There are 3 recipients: Lauren Armstrong, Claire Christie, and Elaine Lee. The Donald Faulkner Cup is presented to a graduating year student whose participation in and contribution to the school's activities has most exemplified the spirit of Branksome Hall. The Donald Faulkner Cup is awarded to Kendall Christie. Kendall is a collaborator for whom no job is too big or too small. As an athlete, a volunteer, and a leader, Kendall cares most about what is best for the group. She is straightforward and respectful in her approach and has won the respect of her peers and her teachers. She faces challenges with an open mind and a sense of humor. For example, she chose to volunteer as an under-13 softball coach when there was no senior school team for her to join. The grade 7s were inspired by her energetic, supportive mentorship and were really impressed when she was the first responder in a medical emergency, showing her calm and decisive character. This is Kendall's can-do attitude. She is a values-driven leader who leads by example. Kendall believes that clubs are an integral part of the school experience and an important part to build relationships and a strong sense of community. In her prefect role, Kendall met with each club head individually to mentor and support them as leaders. Her ability to listen, her courage to speak honestly, and her desire to understand the perspectives of others have earned her the respect of both peers and staff at Branksome. Kendall truly demonstrates the values and spirit of Branksome Hall. Congratulations, Kendall, on being awarded the Donald Faulkner Cup. The Loan Ondaatje McCutcheon Prize for Encouragement of Love of Scholarship is awarded annually by the principal and faculty to a senior student who has done the most while at school to encourage love of scholarship, either through her own personal achievement or through her assistance to others. This year, the prize is awarded to 2 students, Adele Crate-Laurence and Ava Grey-Eyes. Let me tell you about each student, starting with Adele. Adele is a passionate student and a collaborative learner and leader. She qualified for her pilot's license in the summer of 2019, having applied her love of physics and IB higher level math to her aeronautical experiences. Adele appreciates the abstractness of mathematics and is able to connect this content to real-world scenarios in physics and engineering. Adele is a leader in the area of STEM and has received national attention for her accomplishments, including being a Loran Award semi-finalist, a UBC Women in Engineering Scholarship winner, and most recently was chosen as one of the national Schulich winners with a fully funded scholarship to attend the University of Toronto to study engineering. Adele stands out most for her versatile interpersonal and collaborative skills. She leads by empowering others and by posing questions to further their thinking. Adele was an outstanding junior school prefect. Our younger students admired her and appreciated her attendance at their assemblies and the ideas she so generously shared with them. Through her academic accomplishments, intellectual bravery, and her collaborative approach, Adele embodies the qualities of this award. Congratulations, Adele. Next, I will tell you about Ava. Since arriving at Branksome Hall in grade 11, Ava distinguished herself as an exceptional scholar, a talented artist, and a generous supporter of her peers. It was no surprise, therefore, that in her first year at Branksome, Ava received the faculty's Award for Citizenship, the Nowers Family IB Learner Profile Award, and was selected as one of 2 students who received a full scholarship to Knowles, the National Outdoor Leadership School. Ava exemplifies leadership. She was the student head of drama and was chosen as the head delegate for Thyman, the Hague International Model United Nations. In addition to representing her school, Ava was the youngest panelist at the 2018 Canadian Science Policy Conference in Ottawa, where she spoke on a panel about diversity in STEM. Her superior communication skills resulted in her being one of 6 speakers at the Walrus Talks Indigenous Youth Leadership in Calgary. In June of 2019, Ava was invited to join the 2019-20 Toronto International Film Festival Next Wave Committee, a group of 12 students responsible for planning teen-oriented events. Ava's teachers and peers recognize her determination, collaboration, and achievements, both in and out of the classroom. Ava embodies the Loan Ondaatje McCutcheon Prize for Encouragement of Love of Scholarship. Congratulations, Ava. The Carter Ledingham Prize for Outstanding Contribution to the School is presented to a remarkably enterprising student whose creativity, initiative, resourcefulness, leadership, and encouragement of others has been inspiring and truly outstanding. The prize is presented to 2 students, Jade Mayer and Alexa Vasilakos. Let me tell you first about Jade. Jade exemplifies what it means to be an engaged citizen. From trumpet player in the stage and concert bands, to defender on the soccer team, and enthusiastic member of the French club, Jade's impact was felt across many Branksome domains. Her community-minded leadership extended beyond our campus. Jade spearheaded a citywide conference for Black youth to raise consciousness about opportunities. At Branksome, she inspired staff and students as she founded our first Diversity Council and stepped into its leadership, speaking at assemblies, stating her truth, and pointing the way for us in our diversity, equity, and inclusion journey. Jade is an indomitable spirit who is able to balance a sincere intellectual investment in her studies with an authentic joy for learning. She plans on a career in medicine after her first science degree, which she has started at the University of British Columbia. Now, let me tell you about Alexa. Over her 14 years at Branksome, Alexa has made significant creative contributions to the school community. From posters to logos and videos, Alexa's individual creativity and outstanding support of school initiatives abound. Her generosity was felt both in and out of the classroom, as Alexa worked as a Sunnyview volunteer and on the pool deck with younger swimmers as a coach and camp leader. Alexa is enthusiastic, undaunted, and open-minded. These attributes were evident when she and her partners competed in the AstroPie Challenge, a challenge that selects student-written computer programs to run on the International Space Station. This is followed by an analysis of the data, and the winners write a scientific report that enhances our understanding of life on Earth. Alexa spearheaded the Arts Council through a year of arts and innovation-based events and activities. A dedicated artist and innovator, Alexa established partnerships across the school to shine a light on student creativity, installing student displays across campus, and leveraging the school's social media accounts. At university, Alexa continues to blend her creativity with computer science. It is a great pleasure to recognize Jade and Alexa's accomplishments as we present them with the Carter Ledingham Prize for Outstanding Contribution to the School. Congratulations, Jade and Alexa.
Congratulations to all our award winners. We now come to the section where we award medals for academic achievement and leadership. The Governor General's Academic Medal. The Governor General's Academic Medal is one of the most prestigious awards that a student in a Canadian educational institution may receive. The Governor General's Academic Medal is presented to the student with the highest academic average in the last 2 years of high school. Each year at graduation, we recognize the top 3 students who are contenders for this medal. The students with the highest academic average in their Diploma 1 and 2 years were Anna Gohar, Elaine Lee, and Annie Lynn. Based on the 2021 final IB marks, I am pleased to present Annie Lynn with the Governor General's Academic Medal. Congratulations, Annie. The Lisa Matthews Schatz 82 School Medal for Scholarship. The School Medal for Scholarship has been named in memory of Lisa Matthews Schatz in celebration of her love of Branksome Hall and her commitment to academic excellence. The Lisa Matthews Schatz 82 School Medal for Scholarship is awarded to the student who has excelled in all subject areas, achieving top marks in her chosen subjects in the IB Diploma program, as measured by her university submission marks. This year, this medal is given to Annie Lynn. Let me tell you a little bit about Annie. Annie came to Branksome in grade 7. She maintained a high honor roll standing alongside her rigorous athletic career that often took her away from school. Annie is an elite fencer who represents Canada at the highest levels of her sport, both in our country and around the world. Annie is the most enthusiastic math student as seen in her choice of higher level math in her IB course configuration and her eager participation in every math contest available at Branksome. Over her school career, Annie has won subject prizes in a broad range of academic areas, including French, business and art. Annie is motivated, goal-oriented, tenacious, and she is an exceptional example of a multi-dimensional student athlete. We are confident that Annie will thrive at Yale University, where her intellectual curiosity and strength will continue to grow. Congratulations, Annie, on receiving the Lisa Matthew Schatz School Medal for Scholarship. The Jean Hume Memorial Medal for Leadership. The Jean Hume Memorial Medal for Leadership is presented to our head prefect, Elaine Lee. As head prefect, Elaine was the face and the heart of Branksome Hall, deeply committed to supporting the leadership learning of others. Elaine collaborated widely with her peers and teachers, earning the respect of the entire community. As a member of the Civil Discourse Working Group, Elaine led by example, listening deeply and seeking to understand the perspectives of others. She is reflective, always learning and growing, and open to authentically sharing her experiences with the Branksome community. In her installation speech, Elaine encouraged us all to embrace stories, both others and our own. Elaine lived this when she volunteered on a youth helpline and supported peers in their self-identity journeys. During the spring school closure, Elaine assessed the needs of the community and volunteered to host an open universe cooking show, which brought laughter to the grade 12 community. Elaine is a role model who exemplifies impactful leadership. Thank you, Elaine, for your leadership and your commitment to Branksome. We wish you continued success at the University of Toronto. Congratulations on receiving the Jean Hume Memorial Medal for Leadership. Before we close today's ceremony, it goes without saying that events such as graduation do not happen without tremendous work and planning. Thank you to the large team who organized this graduation ceremony, including Miss Judith Friend and Miss Sandra Bolte. As you can see, they have done an outstanding job. To everyone who has contributed to today's ceremony, on behalf of the entire community, thank you for making this such a memorable event. I would also like to thank all the teachers, advisors, and staff who have supported our graduates during their time at the school and who have helped make this wonderful virtual celebration possible. Thank you for your teamwork and innovation and for your hard work in bringing this ceremony together. Lastly, to our graduates, you have been on a journey with Branksome Hall behind you for a year now. Thank you for coming back and joining us again as we celebrate you and wish you well as the next leg of your journey continues. Keep well the road and congratulations, graduates.